Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Very well. At once.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle
Affirmative.
reporting.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Agreed. At once. Awaiting orders. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Insufficient funds.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Building.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Structure
Reporting.
sold.
Very well.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Comrade.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade.
Unit ready.
Comrade.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Awaiting orders.
It's not good. It doesn't look good. I'm losing control. I can't control it.
Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Insufficient funds. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. At once.
Unit ready.
Awaiting
Building.
orders. At once. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Ready and waiting. Very well. Affirmative. Very well.
Shot.
Very well. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge.
It's not good. It doesn't.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Waiting order.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Our base is under attack. Repair. Construction complete. Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Repairing. Repairing. Insufficient funds. Repairing. Our base is under attack.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Of course. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed.
Repairing. Construction complete. Primary building selected. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Our base is under attack. Repairing. Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building. Repairing. Construction complete. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Waiting order.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting or acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting or affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Awaiting affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle affirmative.
Building. Structure sold. Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes,
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building. Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. At once.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Our base is under attack. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Structure sold.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building. Structure sold. Construction complete. Building. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unable to comply.
Affirmative.
Building
Acknowledged.
progress.
Affirmative.
At once.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well.
Affirmative.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
At once.
Unit lost.
Agreed. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. New construction options. Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Of course.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Agreed.
Insufficient funds.
At once. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Very well.
Building.
Agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
On hold.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade.
Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Affirmative.
unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Naval unit lost. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Structure sold. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Training. Structure sold. Repairing. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds.
Comrade, affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Comrade,
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
At once. Affirmative.
yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle
Repair.
reporting.
Insufficient
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
funds. Repairing. Insufficient funds.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Comrade, acknowledged.
On hold. Cancelled. Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training. Insufficient funds. Naval unit lost.
Reporting. Agreed. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Comrade. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Repair.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Repairing. Unit
Vehicle
ready.
reporting.
Building. Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
prepared.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle
Insufficient
report.
funds.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds. Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade? Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Comrade? Affirmative.
Repairing. Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Building.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Yes,
funds.
sir. Affirmative.
Repairing. Insufficient
Awaiting
funds.
orders.
Insufficient funds. Repairing. Unit
Acknowledged.
repaired.
Comrade? Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Affirmative.
orders.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing. Unit
Engineering.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Comrade? Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
On hold. Cancel.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative.
The nuclear device.
Yes, sir.
Silos needed.
The nuclear device.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Silos needed. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Hello. Mission accomplished.